Good afternoon, tutor and partners. My name is Jose Castillo. I am a student of the career Teaching English as a Foreign Language at UNA, and this video is for the presentation to questions and answers by my partner Guillermo Jimenez. Okay. The first question was, did you study English at another college or university before enrolling in UNA? Okay, his answer consists mainly in taking some courses before taking the career in UNAD. The idea of him was preparing his English in some basic levels or included intermediate levels. Okay. The second question was, how long have you been learning English and why? Okay. He said that he has learned English for about 5 years because he wants to effort on improving some terms, for example, words and sentences. And the idea is to improve about that abilities. Okay. The third question is, what skills or abilities do you want to improve in the language course? He has said, for example, he wants to improve some the fluency and the grammar understanding. The idea is do that because grammar and the fluency is are two of the English abilities, and the idea is to do that. Okay. The fourth is, which production skill, writing and speaking, do you find most difficult? He says speaking is very complex for him because he don't understand some terms and, for example, works. And this is the idea because normally we as English learners we don't understand some terms and some vocabulary. The idea is to effort that and to improve that abilities. Okay. I'm going to follow with the next question is, what do you think are the advantage or disadvantage of learning English online? Okay, he says, for example, the advantage are many. For example, he had the owner of the time and the resources, for example, because he's very autodidactic. And the idea, he feels very comfortable in his home, and this is idea. Because some people like to be very forward with that. But what is the disadvantage he have mentioned? Okay, he have mentioned, for example, we are for example very lonely because we depend of ourselves, and this is the idea, and this is the problem because we should be the self-instructor for us, for example, for taking some lessons, for example, for A1 levels or, for example, B2 levels, etc. And this is the complex because we don't have, for example, the follow-up for a teacher, and we could make some mistakes in the future, and he is in the reason. Okay, finally we have, for example, the sixth question, what would you propose to improve the English program? For example, he proposed to see the teachers. He have, for example, to be on site with the teachers. For example, although with a fever of students, but he consists and he insists, especially in an on-site classes, for example, on Saturdays or any free day and the students can assist to the university for improving making some questions about the doubts that they have in the language. Okay, and this is all. Thank you to everybody.